Barriers to Education by Shannon Jackson Paul. One of the most memorable moments of learning for me was in my first year of college. It was a childcare department secondary college day. I knew from the moment I walked down the corridor that it was going to be a little different. My tutor had arranged our class into several groups, each of which were written on separate sheets of paper. My tutor then told the class that each group would be given activities to carry out with the Year 11 students during the day. She explained that she had deliberately put us in these groups and allocated our individual activities to pull us out of our comfort zones, and so that we could develop our skills. For example, my group consisted of 5 rather shy students, including myself. My tutor allocated us a team-building activity, of which we decided to use a parachute. At 9:30 a.m, a group of about 6 students entered my classroom. They were a mix of boys and girls from a range of different schools in the area. When they walked in, I let them sit on the floor around the parachute, as I explained what we were planning to do for that session. We began by playing games which allowed the students to get to know each other, allowing a great amount of interaction between the group. To ensure it was a student-centred approach, I asked the class to suggest parachute games also. This gave me a confidence boost, as the more I communicated with the students, the less pressure I felt in trying to make the activity enjoyable. That was when my friend took over and introduced a new activity, which includes children who may be disabled. She demonstrated the activity by getting the volunteer to sit in the centre of the parachute. Everyone stood up and slowly walked around the volunteer in a circle, until the volunteer was wrapped in the parachute. We counted to 3, then all together at the same time, we pulled the parachute towards ourselves. The volunteer in the middle spun round on the parachute. Everyone in the classroom wanted to have a go, so we spent the remainder of the session taking it in turns. This demonstrates the theories Robert E. Slavin proposed on collaborative learning. His work states that in order to positively achieve goals, a person must be able to collaborate in a group, working towards similar goals to themselves. And each individual in that group must learn something in order for the group as a whole to succeed. The learning experience worked for me because my tutor provided a framework within which my group were able to use initiative thinking to run an effective activity. The work of Donald Scott proposes that the ability to reflect during and after an action is an important facet of professionalism and is seen as notably important in the role of a beginning professional. I also discovered that the activity worked as it was enjoyable, ensuring that everybody wanted to join in, and that every single person learned something about each of the other people in the group. The use of resources supported the engagement of conversation within the session, generating new ideas and games to play while getting to know each other. I feel as though the more I learned about the students, the more confident I felt with leading the group. After the session, the whole class came back together for a quick debrief. We identified how being brought out of our comfort zone supported us in developing the skills that we were using as barriers to our learning. My main message to you is that in order to develop teaching or learning skills, you must not remain in your comfort zones. You must go beyond and overcome those barriers, developing your hidden skills and using them as resources to your own learning and teaching.